Hey Flosstube, it's Elizabeth from Running Stitch here with my April update. I have WIPs to show you and I have a couple of new starts and I actually have a finish, my first finish of 2016. So lots to talk about. Oh, and there's a little bit of haul at the end, and I'll save it till the end because I know some people don't really like seeing the haul, so I'll save that till the end. So if you want to cut out before then that's fine. Um, okay, so first, thank you so much to all of my subscribers and all the likes and all the wonderful, amazing comments that you guys have left me. I am floored by all the feedback from my first video. I did not expect such an outpouring of positive um, reactions. So thank you so much for all the Flosstube love. Okay, so April, getting into May. It's a busy time of year. Like I said in my first video, I'm a teacher, so we're trying to wrap up the school year and things are crazy. And so I'm surprised that I got as much time to stitch this past month as I did. So I have some pretty good progress to show you guys. May's going to be just wacky with it being the last month of school and my oldest daughter's birthday's at the end of the month, and with Mania going on. I want to do a weekly update for Mania because I'm not planning on starting anything new unless like the itch gets me and I just have to scratch it. So unless that happens, I have 5 old WIPs that I've pulled. And so after each week, I want to do an update on each one to kind of feature the progress that I've made on those. So, okay, WIPs. I am going to try to edit this video and put in maybe like a little snippet up in the corner from the last time you saw it, or a still shot, whatever will work best. I've never done that before, so that's going to be a fun experiment. So I'm going to try and do that. Hopefully it works. But anyway, okay, so WIPs. My first week for April was my Mirabilia Christmas in London. And here's where it looked like the last time that you saw it. And here's where she is now. So I got quite a bit of that curtain put in. I didn't get as much time to stitch on this one as I would have liked, but for the time that I got quite a bit of that curtain put in. And then the light blue that you see is the house, like I guess it's a formal living room or foyer or whatever it is. It's like house architecture in the back. So it's all done in muted blues so it doesn't detract from what's really the focus of the piece, but it's really kind of neat to see that going in and how the colors all play together. So there's Christmas in London. I can't wait to get back to her. This one's a lot of fun to do. So, okay. The second week of April brought my Lavender and Lace Angel of Grace up in the rotation. So here's what that looked like the last time that you saw it. And here's where she is now. So I got all these ruffles put in, this little flower hem in her dress and then this next section of the skirt. So there's quite a bit more ruffle that comes down around the bottom. And then I think my next plan is to jump up into the overlay of her gown, the greens. So there is Angel of Grace. Okay, so week 3 in April brought up my chatelaine, Persian Iris Garden, and got quite a bit done on this one. And it's funny because it doesn't look like I got that much done, but I got a lot done. There was so much backstitching in the section that I completed, and then a lot of specialty stitches that I hadn't done before. So it was a lot of fun, and I was really sad to put this away for the week. I can't wait to get this back out. But here is Persian Iris Garden. So everything I got done is all of this right here. And I was really trucking and going along on this backstitching, and then I realized that these little, they're hard to see, but these little irises in the columns, the color on the chart, because I have it on my iPad versus the printout, so the colors on the chart were so, it's done in a Gloriana, the green, it's a Gloriana silk, but the color on the chart looked really close to one of the Petite Treasure Braid colors. And so I was going along, and I was backstitching with the Petite Treasure Braid. And it's like, that's a lot of sparkle. I mean, it looks really pretty, but it just seems, there's just something that was telling me, like, there's something not right about that. So I went online and I looked at images of other people's Persian Iris Gardens, and I saw that someone had stitched it with the Gloriana. So I went back through the notes in the pattern, and I scrolled and looked and finally came across the one little line in there that says that those should be backstitched in Gloriana silk. So ripping out Petite Treasure Braid backstitch in the middle of blue silk floss is not fun. It's a little gut-wrenching. But I managed to get it out and re-stitched it with the correct thread, and I think it's way more fitting. It looks really good. Okay, so the last thing I did was these little rice stitches up here in this pale blue area, which this is my first time to use a Dinky Dye silk, which that is really fun because it's so soft, like it was really cool. So anyway, here is my progress on Persian Iris Garden. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. So pretty. Love it. Okay. Week 4 in April brought up my Heaven and Earth design, and I'm working on Some Enchanted Evening by Randall Spangler. So here's where you saw it last. And here is where I am now. So I got a lot of the sky done, and the tower, this is where the page stops. So this part of the tower that's in the top row of pages, I got all that done, and holy smokes, talk about confetti. I mean, seriously, it looks stunning, but fun, but a lot of confetti. So there is Some Enchanted Evening by Randall Spangler. Okay. All right. So April was my birthday month. My birthday was the 18th. And I received 3 birthday cards in the mail from wonderful stitchers in the Cross Stitch and Discuss Facebook group. It was so cool. Like, I did not expect that. So thank you to those 3 beautiful ladies that were so generous and so thoughtful. Thank you. So the 18th was my birthday, and I have a new start because, duh. I actually started her on the 16th because the 18th was a Monday. And once the week starts, like, the only time I get to stitch is in the evening after the kids go to bed. So I wanted to get a full, not really a full day, but like a nice chunk of time to sit down and start something new to celebrate my birthday and just relax. So the 16th is when I started, which it was a Saturday. So I started Nora Corbett's Sweet Pea Fairy because sweet peas are the flower of the month of April. So I started her, and here's where she is. This is on a 32 count Belfast from Picture This Plus. It's the color Fresco, so you can see it's a pinky khaki color, and then it's got splotches of greens and some blues in it. It's really pretty. So here's where I got on her. I started on the little flower part of her skirt, and then I worked my way up the bodice and got her bodice completely done, and then started her skin. And I hemmed and hawed over this skin. When I did Mermaids of the Deep Blue by Mirabilia, and while I'm talking, I'll put a little image of that up in there, just as a reminder. I did the skin 1/1, but that was on 28 count. And I love the way it turned out. It's exquisite, but it requires some fortitude to get it done. Like, it's not hard. It just, for every 1 cross stitch, normally, you're doing 4 petite crosses. So it takes 4 times as long. But I love the way it looks. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, the little Nora Corbett fairies are smaller anyway. This would be a quick stitch. It'd be fun to just get it done and, have it finished. But then I thought, it's not really about getting it done. It's, you should really enjoy the process. And so, since she doesn't have as much skin as a mermaid, I thought, why not? So before I knew even what was happening, my hands were threading my needle with 1 strand and already just dove in 1/1. And by the time you start 1/1, like, there's no turning back, because picking that crap out is a nightmare. So here we go, 1/1 skin. Anyway, so there she is. And I'm sorry if my hanging threads drive some of you crazy. Some people, I think, find that lazy, but sorry. There's Sweet Pea Fairy. Okay, so my other new start is for the Stitch Mania Stitch Along, the Outlander Stitch Along that's going on. And I am doing a crud. I just forgot the Etsy shop this is from. Okay, I'll link it down below. I'm doing a bookmark that's so freaking adorable. Here's a picture of what it's going to look like. And here's where I am. So this is a scrap piece of fabric. It's a 32 count Belfast linen. It's a scrap from the fabric that my Joan Elliott dollhouse is on. And you'll see that one coming up in a video in a couple of weeks because it's part of my Mania set that I'm doing. So we have a tiny Claire and a tiny Craig Nadoon. And then Jamie, actually before Jamie, right here where my finger is where her wedding band from Jamie is going to be, and then down here is where Jamie is going to go. So she's so cute. I think this took me an hour and a half maybe. It was really quick. It was pretty quick. Not too bad. There's a lot of three-quarter stitches in here, and then surprisingly enough there's some good back stitching on Claire. So all those details, and it just added up to be about an hour and a half. So not too bad. I only pull this one out when I'm watching Outlander on Saturday evenings, which I have not seen last night's episode for some reason. Hockey was on, and my husband's a huge hockey fan, so Stanley Cup playoffs are going on, so that kind of overruled Outlander, which is fine. I'll just watch it today. But anyway, so this gets pulled out on Saturday evenings. So. Okay, and I had a third new start, and I actually finished it just this morning because I knew I was going to do a video today, and he was so close to being done that I would have regretted not finishing him and putting him in the video because he's so stinking cute. Okay, so this little guy, he went to work with me. So during my planning time, and I'm an art teacher, so it's not like I'm too busy during my planning time. I would work on this guy, and then I always have a few minutes at the end of the afternoon before I leave that I kind of get some time to myself before I can actually leave work. So here is Mill Hill's Scottish Santa. And I'm freaking in love with him. I named him Brian. I think Brian is one of the middle names of Jamie from Outlander. I think it's Brian. And he's so cute. So cute. I mean, good night. He's so adorable. So I have the Ireland one and I have the Wales one. So I have the full set of the Santas. And what I want to do with them is back them, I think, with some felt. But I want to go get some little frames. And in the back of the frame, I want to put some fabric. So something Celtic, I guess, because they're the Celtic series. Something Celtic, like a fabric backing in the frame, and then mount each one in the frame. So instead of hanging them like an ornament, I want to mount them in the frame, and then they can be hung next to each other during the holidays. I think that would be so cute. Yeah, so that's the plan. But as of right now, here he is, Brian. Super cute. Love him. Okay, wow, I feel like I got through that really quickly. I guess that's a good thing. So, I have some haul. So if you don't want to see haul, now's a good time to cut out. Thank you again for watching, if you're leaving me. Hope to see you guys next week for Mania update. But anyway, okay, so haul. I have a pretty good amount from what I usually do. I don't know, I think I had some extra funds this month. My husband's in the next room, so I don't want to talk too loud. Okay. All right. So, when I did my last video, it was like March hadn't ended yet. So my fabric of the month for Under the Sea Fabrics came in after I'd done the video. And I know a couple of you have already shown this one, but, you know, I want to show mine too. So here is Buttercup. It's a 32 count Belfast. It's a beautiful, beautiful yellow. I mean, it's just such a sunny yellow. I mean, you can't help but smile. And of course, you know, the camera is like, I'm not going to pick up the true color. But that's pretty good. Right there. That's pretty good. So you can't help but smile when you look at this piece of fabric because it's so happy. And I already know what's going on it, and we'll get to that in just a second. But there's Buttercup. And then my April fabric came in yesterday. Got it in the mail yesterday. And this from Under the Sea Fabrics. This is As You Wish. So it's a beautiful blue. Beautiful blue, and it's got splotches of green in it. And her theme right now is the Princess Bride. So you have Buttercup, and then this is, according to Leslie, this is supposed to be, oh my gosh, what is his name? Wesley. Wesley's eyes. You know, his eyes are supposed to be blue. So this is supposed to be representing the color of his eyes. It almost looks like a Monet painting, like if you know Monet's water lilies paintings, this makes me think of those. The green, like the lily pads and the plants in the ponds that he liked to paint. So stunning. I think a mermaid has to go on this fabric. I don't think it's giving me much of a choice. I think there has to be mermaid, and I think I know which one I want to do. So, but I'm not going to say anything because if I change my mind, I don't want to feel like I was committed to it. So, mermaid. Okay, so I got a couple of patterns and then a couple of books. I had some birthday money to spend. So with the birthday money, I got the books. But first I want to show you the patterns. I got 2 Soda Stitch patterns that are so freaking adorable. Like, I can't even because they're so cute. Okay, so this one is Soda Stitch, the Mini Village. I mean, come on. Is that not adorable? Look at that. So cute. So there's 12 blocks and then this bit down here. And you don't have to do it like this. I mean, you can put these together any way you want on your fabric, but there's 12 blocks. So I thought, well, that would be a lot of fun to do this as a monthly stitch starting next January and do a block a month. So I thought that was a good idea. This is so cute. I mean, look at the little telephone booth and a little picnic and the flower shop. Where's the flower shop? Is there a flower shop in there? Just flower shop. Fruit. There's the flower shop. So cute. And then my other pattern I got is another Soda Stitch pattern. And I'm not one for teddy bears a lot, but I saw this one, and it's not so much the teddy bears that kind of made me like go, oh, it's all the sugary desserts. But the teddy bears are cute too. Okay, so here's Soda Stitch Sweet Bears. Oh my gosh. So cute. And look at those colors. I mean, good grief. Those colors are amazing. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Love that. Okay, so I got 2 books. The first book is Maria Diaz Cross Stitch Motif Series number 5, which is Landscapes. And I had to have this one for 2 reasons. Number 1, I love landscapes. Number 2, my bachelor's degree is actually in landscape architecture. Even though I'm an art teacher, I am degreed landscape architect. So this one really kind of caught my attention when I saw it. I got this off Amazon. So there's some really beautiful ones in here. I love this manor house. And it's not on the cover. Oh, here it is. It's on the back. The lavender fields. Oh my gosh. Lavender fields. And then just this beautiful forest path with the butterfly. Yeah. So I think this one is going to be really fun. I love the train. The little train. So yeah. All the patterns are in color, which is nice. It's a beautiful book. Really good. And these are just small enough that they're not overwhelming. They won't be like a big commitment, but they're at the same time so beautiful. So that'll be fun. And then I had to jump on the bandwagon, and when I first saw this book, I was just kind of like, but there are 2 patterns in here, actually 3 patterns in here, that I adore. And so, because there's at least more than one pattern that I adore, I went ahead and just got the book. So I'm jumping on the bandwagon with Joan Elliott's Bewitching Cross Stitch. So I told you that with that buttercup fabric, the yellow, there's a pattern coming up in one of the books that I want to put on it. Let me show you which one it is. It is Father Son. I'm going to put Father Son on that buttercup fabric because I think he will look stunning on it. He's one of the ones in here that I adore. I adore him, and I adore his companion, which you already probably know which one I'm going for here. Mother Moon. There was a Flosstuber, I forget her name, that she was stitching this, but the way she did her video is showed her stitching this. She had like sped up the playback, so you got to watch her stitch this, and I think she did it in like 8 or 9 videos, and so just watching her stitch this and then seeing how it turned out, oh my gosh, so beautiful. So this one stole my heart too. And then there's one more in here that is, I mean, they're all beautiful, but there's one in here that, here it is, I've got to do as well. The Celtic Wheel. Beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. So I want to do that one as well. And then as I was looking at this pattern, I actually wish I had had this before the Outlander stitch along because it's got the thistle. How appropriate would that have been? Maybe when I finish my bookmark, I can start the thistle. I don't know. Let's see. It's really pretty. Okay, so that's what I've got. These projects, my WIPs, you won't see them again until the end of June, because May is going to be devoted to Mania, which I haven't even started today. I I had to go to the grocery store and start laundry and, you know, with the 3 kids, you know, it's just, it's busy. And then my mom texted me, she's like, do you want to bring the kids over to play? And I'm like, not today. Not today because I've got a lot to do and I want to start Mania. So, I think I'm going to go do that after lunch. Anyway, okay, I'll stop rambling. Thank you very much for watching. Comment down below if you have any questions. I like to answer the questions in the comments, but if for some reason I miss one, I'll make sure and answer it in my next video. Yeah, so pretty good month of April. Hoping May sees just as much, if not even more. So anyway, thanks for watching, and can't wait to see you guys again in the next one. All right, happy stitching!